welcome back to my channel. First of all, please let me know what you think of the quality of the image right now, because I'm actually filming on my new lens that I got for Christmas. It's a 50mm lens, so it doesn't have a zoom, which is quite interesting. So the camera is actually further away from me than it usually is. Please let me know what you guys think. The reason why we are here today is because I have a book haul for you guys. I've been collecting some books for the last couple of months. I got some books for Christmas, so I have a nice pile here. It's very intimidating because the books are quite massive. There are some huge and long books in this one, and they're heavy. Maybe I should start with my gifts first, but they're at the bottom of the pile at the moment. Should you... So one of the things that was on my Christmas wish list was nice looking books, nice classics, and I did share links to my parents of what particular books I wanted, because I do have this gorgeous copy of the Iliad and the Odyssey, which is like leatherbound and has gold gilded pages. So I actually was lucky enough to receive 2 new leatherbound collections. The first one that I opened up was Arabian Nights, translated by Sir Richard Burton. It's gorgeous, look at it. Gold gilded pages, stunning leatherbound, stunning back. I definitely want to read these, but it's just also so nice to just have them on display and have a collection of them. Basically this is just the classical Arabian Nights collected stories, tale of Trader with the Genie, Sinbad the Sailor, Aladdin and the Wonderful Lamp. So I'm super excited about this one. The second gorgeous leatherbound book that I received was Classic Tales of Science Fiction and Fantasy, another one with gold gilded pages, the leatherbound book, stunning once again. This one has tales such as Journey to the Center of the Earth by Jules Verne, A Princess of Mars by Edgar Rice Burroughs, the same writer who wrote Tarzan, The Scarlet Plague by Jack London, a couple of different ones. Also really just interested in reading these ones. I love this sort of early sci-fi fantasy. I definitely need to read more, and I think this will be great. I think this will be amazing, and once again so gorgeous, and it's heavy. The third book I received is, I'm not sure what it's named, I need to look this up. It's a Nora Roberts book. My mom really likes Nora Roberts, and I have not read anything by Nora Roberts. So this is just a Swedish hardback of a book named Skuggor från det förflutna. The original title is Birthright, and it was published in 2003. Actually quite excited about this one. I have not read Nora Roberts, so this will be nice. The fourth book, which I find quite exciting as well, and I did mention this in my goals video. I mentioned that I really want to read at least one book in Czech next year, because I do understand Czech to a certain extent. I've been on the hunt for the Czech translation of Twilight, because Twilight is a book that I know inside and out, better than my own hand, or what's the saying? Better than the back of my pocket? What? I've been on the hunt for that one. Couldn't find it last time I was in Czech. My family in Czech helped find this copy for us and sent it to Sweden, and I got it for Christmas. So here it is. It's I'm gonna butcher this. Vani by Stephanie Mejerova. And we follow Isabella Svanova a Edvarda Kulena. This will probably take me a while to read. I'm definitely going to get stuck on words in this one, so I'm actually contemplating writing in this one and making notes and highlighting to pick out words and grammar stuff. It is for the purpose of learning more Czech, so I should definitely do some annotations regarding the language in this one. I'm actually so happy about finally having this one. I think it will be great. Of course I know the story of the book, although I do have to say that the Swedish and the English cover of this book is quite a lot nicer than the Czech cover. Now we'll go to some of the books that I acquired the last couple of weeks, I guess. So I went into town the other day because I needed to pick up a Christmas gift for my brother, and while I was there in that oh so nice science fiction bookshop, well, I had to get something for myself basically. One of the things I got was Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I got this solely for the reason that we finally have a date, or somewhat a date, for when the Shadow and Bone series will be released on Netflix, and it will be released in April, which means that I had plenty of time to read the entire Grishaverse trilogy. The only books that I've read from the Grishaverse is the Six of Crows duology. So I haven't read the first, the original trilogy. I wanted to get this set because I want to read all of them before I watch this show, but they didn't have it, so I just got the first one, and then I'll have to pick up the other two, I guess. So what's this about? We follow Alina Starkov, who is a soldier, and when her regiment is attacked while crossing the Shadow Fold, Alina unleashes dormant magic not even she knew she possessed. I don't know, we follow Alina, she knows magic, she meets the Darkling, who is someone, apparently. We'll see. Also, I will get to know the, like, Grishaverse and the magic system more, because that's not really explained that much in Six of Crows. It's not the central focus. In Six of Crows the focus is on the heist and on the characters, and like the fact that it's being played out in the Grisha world is just there. But here I think we will learn a lot more about the magic system, about the magicians, the politics, everything. So I'm excited about that. I don't have too high expectations on these though, because I've heard that just everyone prefers Six of Crows compared to these ones. But hey, it's something I need to read. I want to be caught up before the show. The second book I picked up for myself while I was in the bookshop was Brandon Sanderson's Laundries. This is Brandon Sanderson's debut novel, his first book in the Cosmere world, Cosmereverse. And the reason I actually picked this up, even though I haven't read The Final Empire yet by Brandon Sanderson, is because I'll try to partake in a read-along for all of Brandon Sanderson's works next year. It's on a Discord channel. Basically, we just get instructions about what to read when. And the thing is, his books are being read in chronological order, which means that we will need to read a Laundries first. I didn't have a Laundries, so I picked up a Laundries. So this is just the pocket. That's the one they had in stock, and I've already tried to mark off which section I need to read for which week, and I'm actually quite excited. I've heard that many actually really like this book, that this is a great book. Perhaps not the best book to start with when it comes to Brandon Sanderson, but still a really good book, a good introduction to the Cosmere. What's happening in this one? It doesn't say. I don't know, but I believe the idea is that we're in a world where the bad guy actually won. Yeah, no, it doesn't really say what it's about. It just says that it's good. Well, I also placed an order for a couple of books. I got these two. This is Magic of Blood and Sea by Cassandra Rose Clark, and this is actually The Assassin's Curse and The Pirate's Wish, two books by Cassandra Rose Clark that I always talk about and no one knows about in one. So it's like a compilation of the two books. Because for some unknown reason, they don't sell The Assassin's Curse anymore. And that cover is stunning. They just sell these ones, the compilation ones. That's what I got. Because the thing is, I read these books before. I love them. They're not perfect, definitely not, but there's something about them, the story, the characters, the tropes that is amazing, and I love them, and I want to reread them. I have it as an ebook, but I wanted them physically. Hopefully they will be as good as I remember them to be. I'm a bit worried because I know they have some issues, especially with the pacing. What is it about? Well, we follow Anana, who is the daughter of a pirate. At the start of the book, she's about to get married, and she doesn't want to get married to this random dude or some other pirate lord thingy, so she runs away. And the family that she was supposed to marry into gets extremely offended, and they send an assassin after her. But while she's running away in the desert and this assassin catches up to her, she accidentally saves his life, which puts a curse on him that bounds him to her, and he can no longer kill her. So then the two of them have to go on this quest to break this curse, so that I guess he can try and kill her again. Great trope if you ask me. And then the second book then, here we are actually following one of the side characters, I believe, from the first book. Here we're following Hannah Louis, and I think she's some sort of witch or a witch in training. I don't remember her part in the first book, but this is like her story. I'm getting this one, might as well get this one. This is also a compilation of two books. It's a compilation of The Wizard's Promise and The Nobleman's Revenge. I don't know if this book is more like a joke, but I bought it and I'm going to read it next year. It's more hilarious than anything else. As I mentioned in my goals video, I will low-key partake in Pop Sugar's reading challenge, and on their like advanced prompts there's this prompt to read the longest book on your TBR. So I looked this up. On your Goodreads TBR you can actually sort it by longest book. The longest book on my TBR is War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. You're allowed to laugh now. This is insanity, but hey, I do want to read it, and it was fairly cheap for being such a huge book, and I do want to collect these like Penguin classics with a black spine. I've come to the conclusion that when I'm not collecting the gorgeous leatherbound editions of classics, these are the ones that I do want to collect. So this is my first one of this sort of edition. I fear that this is going to be a long and tedious and annoying and boring, and yikes, it might just take me 12 months, honestly. I couldn't even tell you what it's about. I just know that it's something you should read. Hero Terror swiftly engulfs the country as Napoleon's army marches on Russia, and the lives of 3 young people are changed forever, with a huge cast from aristocrats and peasants to soldiers and Napoleon himself. Conflict, love, birth, death, free will, fate, unforgettable scenes of 19th century Russia, to create a magnificent epic of human life in all its imperfection and grandeur. Jokes on me, then the book that I was like actually meant to order, this is why I placed an order to start with, is The Burning God by R.F. Kuang. I just finished The Ragnar Republic like a couple of weeks ago and I loved it, and same night as I finished it I placed this order because I need to know what happens. I want to keep staying in this world, even though the world is quite awful, but I want to stay here. I just love the writing, I love the pacing, I love the characters, how complex they are, how grey they are. The main character is sort of a anti-hero and it's very grim-dark, and this is the third and final book in the series The Poppy War, which I have here. Let me just complain about this for 1 second. This is going to annoy me, that there are different heights. If you don't know it, The Poppy War, we follow a girl named Rin who enters this magical military school. She kind of discovers that she has some sort of power, and then a war breaks out. That's basically the plot. This story is so interesting because it takes a lot of inspiration from Chinese and Asian history. There's a lot of parallel with actual history, 19th and 20th century China. Something I personally love with these books is the pacing, because it's so quick. There's so much going on always and you're just caught up in it and you can never relax. If you relax, you're going to regret it. Never relax. There's so much going on, so it feels like it could be a 1000-page long book, but it's not. It's around 500-600 pages. That's the thing, like when reading these books, I never want them to end. I just keep thinking about them, and while I'm reading them, I'm always like, oh god, I hope I'm not done soon, I hope I'm not done, I don't want to finish. That's the best feeling when you're reading a book, when you don't want it to end. I'm so scared of what's going to happen in this one. I have a feeling things will be sad, that things will go wrong, but I think I'm ready for it. The final book from that particular order was The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. This is basically a vampire story taking place in New Orleans during the 1870s. It's been a while since I read a good vampire story and I've heard great things about this one. What is it about though? We follow Celine. Basically there's some murders, I think, and Celine is getting closer to some sort of Sebastian. It's apparently good, yes. Final 2 books I need to talk about. Let's start with the shortest one, shall we? No Longer Human by Osamu Dazai. This is a very short book by a Japanese author. I've been wanting to get this for quite a while, for over a year, but I've always been very hesitant about getting it. First of all, it's quite hard to find. It's always more expensive than it should be, and it's hella depressing. I saw that Book Depository had it and it was quite cheap, so I thought that hey, I should just bite the bullet and get it now because I've been wanting to get it for so long. Sorry for the new angle. My camera just died, so I'm filming on my phone. I hope that's fine. Just 2 books left. The thing is, I found out about this one from one of PewDiePie's videos actually, because he made a video or multiple videos where he talked about some books he had read, and he talked so well about this particular book, so I've been very intrigued by this one. I think we're following a man who kinda no longer has an interest in living or something very depressing like that. I'm very hesitant about reading this one. I do think it might be one of those books that greatly affects you if your mind isn't really stable at the moment, but I just need to pick the right timing. And it has a lot to do with alcoholism, morphine addiction, so many issues. I think it will be very interesting. I'm so happy though that I finally found a copy that wasn't so expensive. Quite a cool cover, I do like that one. The final book I'm going to talk about is Film for Her by Orion Carlotto. This last summer I read Flux by Orion Carlotto. Orion Carlotto is basically a YouTuber slash influencer slash online personality, and I think 1 or 2 years ago she published a book with poems called Flux. Very that sort of like modern poetry, kind of reminds you of Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. I read that one, I did enjoy that one. There's some of my favorite poems in that one, although I do think I need to go through a heartbreak in order to truly appreciate the poems. The thing is, I really do enjoy and like Orion's aesthetics and style. I love her Instagram. She recently released this, Film for Her, which is sort of more like a memoir photography sort of book. A storybook of people, places and memories captured on film. Inside there's just like photos and notes and probably some poems. I don't have the highest of expectations though, but I think it will be just like a pleasant read, fulfilling some aesthetics. I do find it inspiring when young women publish books and poetry and share their work. As I myself am getting more into photography and more of the creative sort of works, I guess, I'm just happy to support, honestly. So those are the books that I recently acquired. I'm so happy and grateful for the books I received as gifts. Some of these scares me more than others. I'm so excited for 2021. I have so much more reading to do. I want to get through some of the thick books, some of the classics, some of the ones I've been meaning to read for ages. And this is just a great start to it. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, let me know what you think about that first angle and lens. I hope you have a good week. I hope you take care, and I'll see you later. Bye!
You gotta just go for it. Don't think about what comes after.